Alright, peace world. This is Days In, back with Days In TV. I'm here with, what's your name, bro?
My name's Danny.
Danny? How long you been out here, Danny?
I've been out here since I was 18. I'm 35 now.
35 now?
18, 28. I've been out here about 17 years.
You homeless?
At the moment, I got housing.
Oh, so you do have a place to stay?
When they cleaned up Atkinson Street, National Cash, and the big cleanup a couple years back, I was one of the lucky ones that.
So you got an apartment?
I have a studio.
That's cool. I was just talking to this dude around the corner, man. He was saying that he was trying to get an apartment himself, but he didn't luck out.
It's tough. It's tough. To keep it 100, man. It's like it really is connections to who you know.
Yeah.
And that's it's sad. You know what I mean? Because the people, for example, who have mental health problems, and they can't make connections with certain caseworkers and nurses like that to get the clout card, so they can get the VIP kind of type
The hookup.
It's sad.
Yeah, you gotta get juiced in. You gotta know somebody.
Right.
So any substance abuse?
Me, yeah. My whole life, man.
Your whole life? When did it start?
I started using at the age of 13, 12, 13, just weed, drinking, light pills like Percocets, Klonopins. And then, the neighborhood I lived in, one of my, older heads put me on to these things called OC80s.
Oxys?
Oxy 80s.
When did you start that? About how old was you?
When I was about 15.
15?
Going on 16. And from there, it went from him giving me 5 every other day to 100 every few days. 100 and,
Yeah.
So that turned into me and my addiction along with criminal activity. And, my whole life just went downhill from there.
So any other substance abuse besides the pills?
Yes. So when I stopped using the OC80s and I moved on to the heroin.
Yeah. About when was that?
That was, I ended up going to juvenile detention, to UIS. I got out my 18th birthday.
Hold on. Let's wait for the train to go by. Track going by.
Yeah. So I went away when I was like around 16. They committed me to DYS to my 18th birthday. I got on my 18th birthday, the OC80s, they were ghosts. They went around like that. And I did a little sniff of heroin. Next thing I know, not long after, I was shooting it.
So, where you from?
Me? I'm from Revere.
Revere?
Yep.
What made you come all the way out to Mass Ave?
Really just connections, my friends, treatment. Revere's Blue Line, so, for the most part, like, I was always down Aquarium area, Faneuil Hall, North End, Trinity Market, so, I was always familiar with the city, but once I started really using heavily, I started to realize that I needed some help, and I got on to Pekin Street Methadone Clinic, and that was why I started to come to this exact area, Marine Gas, Mass Ave.
Yeah. How long you been on Mass Ave?
Like I said, man, so if I wasn't in South Bay, from 18 to 30, I was basically out here for the most part. I had maybe 3 or 4 good runs of, sobriety. And, I had a year once, 13 months once.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that.
And, I'll be honest with you, I loved it. I was...
What's the long? You said that 13 months was the longest?
13 months, completely absolute.
How long ago was that?
That was about 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
5 years ago.
So what made you relapse 5 years ago to kill that 13 years?
So
13 months.
Throughout that 13 months, my father had passed maybe halfway through it. It's okay, it's all good. I knew he was going. We left on a good note. You know, it was all good. So, you know, he's up there looking down, he's proud. But so I got through that, and you know, I moved on. But you know, I didn't really deal with it mentally. And at the same time, I was sober, and I was big on the steroids. Like if you were looking at old pictures of me, man, I used to do shows and everything. I was.
You a bodybuilder?
You wouldn't believe me.
You was a bodybuilder?
Word.
Yeah.
Word. If you look me up in the book right now, I can show you me doing shows like with cars up in, you know what I mean, certain things and all that. Anyways, I was messing around with all these types of females. I'll just say broads, excuse me. All these types of females, you know what I mean? And I ended up with one that ended up just being a complete whack job. But you know, those tend to be the girls that I, you know, flock to. And she was using, and that was it. I ended up relapsing, you know, with her. And that was a wrap from there.
So another thing I want to shed light on is what's going on down here, how bad it is at night. You say you got a spot, so I'm pretty sure you ain't down here.
85% of the people that be in these tents and be pumping or coming down here to hustle or do whatever they do, they all go Crips. They'll get a tent.
What? Are you kidding? So you telling me everybody out there on that street right now, or the majority of people for the most part?
I may have forced it. Maybe what?
75%. I get it.
They just get a tent. They get their work. They come out. They do their thing. They make their money, and you know.
It's more convenient to be down here all day, I guess.
At the same time, it's a comfort zone for them.
Yeah.
Such as me, like you know. I got my hustle. I mean, I'm not really going to put it all up there exactly, but I got to come to the block every day. First of all, I got to go to the methadone clinic because I'm on the methadone for my maintenance.
How long you been on the methadone clinic?
I've been on and off since I was 18.
All right.
You know, so with the methadone clinic, I would come down here every day, and you know.
Gotta be at 6 o'clock.
I got to be about 11 in the morning.
I thought it was 6 o'clock.
Every clinic's different.
Yeah.
There's you know, there's a couple clinics down here, a couple clinics on the other side of town. You know, there's plenty of clinics, and so you know, I had no choice but to come down here and at least get dosed. So you know, I come down and I do my 1-2, and I also have my mother in a wheelchair. She's an amputee. She has one leg. She's out here homeless on the block too.
Yeah,
so,
your mother's down here too?
So I gotta come down and check up with my mother.
Is your mother one of the ones with her own apartment?
She does not have an apartment.
No, she's just out here?
Yeah,
so you come and check up on her here and there?
I have to.
I hear you.
You know?
Are you the only kid in the family?
No. Between me and my mother, it's just me and my little sister. But my father, he had a previous marriage, and I got one other sister, and I had 2 other brothers. One passed from overdose, cocaine, benzo overdose.
Did you grow up with both your parents in the household?
12 years old was when they split.
Yeah.
And not to get too personal, but they split due to the fact that a very, very, very large amount of money was missing from underneath my porch. It was buried. And it was buried for a reason, obvious reasons. My father did what he did, and you know, he took care of us. We had a great, you know, house, Cadillacs, Lincolns, you know, boat, you name it. We had, you know, he hustled, he did his thing, he took care of his family, but he lived that life. And my mother ended up taking a different route, and that money ended up missing. And once he found that out, he checked out a couple of safe deposit boxes, and those were wiped out clean. And that was when my family kind of just, you know, crumbled. And that was right around the same age where I started using, and then eventually started, like I said, you know.
So you think your parents separating is like the root cause of you starting to experiment?
I think regardless, just seeing due to the fact that the street I grew up on and the people that were around me and the reputation I had, that I would have somehow ended up like being the person that people trusted to give substance to go out and hustle. So I think it would have happened regardless.
Man, that's crazy. I never heard that someone said that they was destined to be an addict, man.
Oh no, I'm saying, right. Exactly.
That's basically what you said, but...
Yeah. No, I mean, destined for so much selling. You know, like selling the drugs, you know what I mean? I wish I could say that, that I just, not so much destined, but...
Yeah, I'm not saying that you was destined, but I asked you, was that
it was inevitable that I was going to use, I think.
So you think that is the reason why you started? Because your family separated?
Yeah, definitely.
It had an impact on it?
And, hosing my brother.
How'd you lose your brother?
Cocaine overdose.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Cocaine. I was 13.
Was he older or younger?
Older.
He was older?
Yeah, because my father was a lot older. So, and he had a previous marriage. And that's, he was my half brother. But, he was my bro. He was there. Me, he lived with me.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, you plan on getting clean?
Absolutely, 100%. I just fractured my pelvis bone, and I broke my hip just about a month and a half ago. I don't want to do anything crazy in the camera, but I got 37 staples right here. I just had removed about maybe 3 weeks ago, and that kind of set me back. Along with that, I had endocarditis 3 times, which is a very serious...
endocarditis?
It's a very serious infection that hits your heart and your heart valves, and they had to slice my chest bone down, cut my cut my chest bone down, slice my sternum bone down, crack both of my ribs, and put a pig's valve, an animal, pig from the farm. Because my tricuspid valve, which stems from your heart, was completely deteriorated, and my heart was just spewing bacteria throughout my body.
Man.
And that was right around the same time Corona hit, and that set me back also.
So you was gonna try to get clean before all that happened, and that?
Yes, I was working on it, and so since that and a few other things, that's pretty much been like to keep it 100, I've been having a really hard time to jump back in the wagon.
So you're not thinking about stopping right
100%.
now? You are thinking about it?
My thing is right
once you feel like it's healed up and you at 100%?
That walker right there that I'm using, I have a walker. I'm supposed to be on it for 10 weeks. I got 5 weeks left on it. Once those 5 weeks are up, I told you about the working out thing. I'm right in the gym. And,
do they give you meds for that?
Meds for
your surgery you had.
Oh yes, absolutely. They did. They stopped now. But they did. I'm on the methadone, like I said, for my opiate addiction. But they upped my methadone due to the fact that pain management. So
what other drugs are you using right now?
Oh man, I'm shooting fentanyl every day.
About how much you shooting?
At the moment, on a bad day, a bad day, 1.5 grams to 2 grams. On a good day, 4 to, it could be 5, you know what I mean?
Have you ever overdosed?
I don't like to say this. I only really like to tell certain people. I don't like putting the number out there. And
I hear you.
I get about a little over 200 overdoses. And I'm not talking just going on. I'm talking blue in the face, dead, heart stopped.
Did you say 200?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't think anybody got that number.
I don't think I ever heard that, to be honest with you.
I don't think anybody can top that. And I'm not
you might want to call the Guinness Book of Records, man. You might be able to get in there for that one.
I'm not proud of it. I wouldn't.
I hear you. I hear you.
No, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't really want to even put that out there. It's just, but, you know, seeing as though...
Yeah.
Keeping it real with you
So
guys.
any other drug use besides the fentanyl?
Smoking crack every day.
Yeah.
I got a Xanax, you know, benzo habit, so I'm eating the Xanax bars every day. Neurontin, gabapentin every day. So boatload of pills.
So how much would you say your addiction costs a day?
See, because that's the thing, it depends. Because I can't put a dollar on it.
Let's
with
say
my hustle and the way I do things. You know what I mean? It's hard to put an exact number. But
ballpark figure, a good day.
It would be a couple hundred, few hundred. You know what I mean?
But you getting a little something of everything.
You know, like, yeah.
Man. Yeah. So when you do detox, it's gonna be kind of rough. You have to detox from a lot. Yeah, so you got your work ahead of you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing why I'm grateful for methadone, you know, and that will be a huge crutch for me, you know.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's okay because I always try to turn negative into a positive.
Definitely.
And, you know, as bad as it gets, it gives me more, you know, more strength, you know, to get back up there and get to where I was.
Any mental health diagnosis?
That, you know, I really have no issues with. And that's why one thing I said I'm very grateful for in the beginning, because some people are already having mental health issues that it seems for years and years and years and years. And they should, I feel as though, be housed at least. If it's not
Definitely.
If it's not an independent living.
Well, you said most of these people out here have their own housing and they're down here for no reason. So, I mean, I'm sure people down here that could use housing that ain't got it, you know.
For example, I say all the time, you hear me say this shit. I'll be like, excuse my language. I'll say, you know, like this person, he's running around doing what he's doing. Like, what's he doing with his housing? When you get this one, that's putting in so much work and, you know, doing
it is crazy. That's usually the situation.
And
it's the less fortunate that put in the most work. They ain't getting nowhere, and the people that ain't doing nothing get everything.
You are
you
so
know?
right. Like, there's a blind man over at Southampton Shelter, and I've been seeing him at that shelter for, I'm not going to say multiple years, years and years and years and years. And I still see him sitting there, man, and the guy talks, and he's a great person. He conversates with people, and it's sad that, you know, I don't know why they haven't given him an opportunity. You know, it's tough. But it's tough it's not tough, it's tough for him. It's tough for me to look at and say, damn, like, you know, so you can't win with one of these caseworkers at least have a little bit of heart or sympathy to give him a spot or a chance.
So you want to shed any light on what goes on down here at night? You know, how bad it is?
Oh, bro, I mean, listen, anything can pop off at any given time. I'll tell you that. But, I mean, it's real. It's hard to say it's real. It's a whole different world. You know what I mean? And like,
anything you want people to know?
Huh?
Anything you want people to know as far as about what's going on down here? Or
if you're not using drugs or selling drugs or, you know, looking for somebody for any specific reason, keep your distance.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's all I can say.
I hear you.
Know?
All right, bro. Appreciate you answering all the questions, man.
No problem.
And good luck with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank